got $500 deductible. The only way that ever happens is if everybody in this audience makes a conscious decision. I'm going to compete on price alone. I'm not going to differentiate myself from the little green lizard or the caveman or whatever you have out there on the TV commercials. As long as you're adding value to your clients, you're going to have a healthy market that you're going to target to. What you do have to keep in mind, though, I can't remember the statistic. I thought at the time I should have written this down. We all tend to think it's the younger folks. There is a huge marketing demographic in the 40 to 50 year age range now that is wanting to find out more about insurance online. So it's more of a responsiveness issue, not necessarily I want to buy it. I think, particularly when you get a commercial, most folks have the common sense now, I'm not equipped to go and buy business insurance for myself and be adequately protected. But it really falls upon everybody out here in the audience to constantly be establishing value. There's always going to be a certain element that just because they think we're all a bunch of crooks, I'll just buy my policy online. I don't need an insurance agent. He's getting paid commission. I don't see those folks overtaking the marketplace unless we let them, and I don't think anyone in this room is prepared to do that.
Well, people talk about the young people, but I had a young lady who was a school teacher that she was moving into another state from Kansas to Missouri, and I told her she may want to check around that the company that I had her insured with, I didn't know how competitive they were in Missouri. To make a long story short, she went out on the internet, got some rates, and she called me back and she said, I'm going to stay with you. You're worth $50 to me.
Yeah.
And so...
See, I think that story you just told is, there's a stat out there that 73% of the people that bought insurance last year shopped on the internet, but less than 10% bought on the internet.
I do that with cars.
Well, I think the challenge as agents and as carriers, we've got to give you the tools to allow people and allow you to meet their shopping needs, while obviously also giving you the tools and the direction as to how to get those people in your office then. And I know one of the stances we're taking, and we're creating a rating engine that agents will be able to put it out on their website, but we're not going to go binding yet. And I say yet because, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I know we're getting a lot of demand from agents that they want a rating tool that will give the customer, stop and think about it, all the information it takes to get a quote about car insurance. Would you as a consumer give up that information on a website if you got nothing in return but a promise that somebody would contact you 24 hours or 48 hours later with a quote? Most, and as you guys were saying, most of you that have forms out there for people to fill out to get a quote from you, you get traffic and you get activity, but you don't get many of them completing that form. And I think that's part of what our society is driving is that it's that instant gratification type, and that's what the internet promises in a lot of cases. So again, as a carrier, and I think as you as agents, is the road to travel is we've got to come up with the ability to give the shopper what the shopper wants, but get them into your office so then as a true insurance professional, you can do your job and differentiate yourself.
Lucas.
And if you guys see yourself for the company guys, or maybe why see your guys making a mobile app or actually sell a policy, we can refer them to your mobile app to, make a payment, grab their auto ID form or anything like that?
Yep. The only reason I say that, our parent company, Nationwide, was one of the first insurance carriers out there. They did a claims mobile app where you could take a picture and you could send the claim in and stuff like that. So I would tell you it's definitely on our radar screen.
I guess I'd echo that. I think it's a ways off, but yeah, we've definitely started talking about it.
Yeah, we are as well. One of the things that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a company called Artisan. Anybody in here use them? Okay. Applied just, now we own Artisan, and one of the things that Artisan is doing is we're trying to, it's in the talks of working something what you just asked about. Because Applied is very good with communicating with the carrier, and Artisan is very good with communicating with your clients. And so now we're trying to bridge that gap. And a lot of the stuff that we talked about was the apps and different things like that to make it even more effective.
Question here?
Yeah, we are technologically unsavvy in our office.
Challenge.
Thank you. Thank you. I recently got a deal from the Steve Anderson on a technology audit, and it asked various questions about what you have in your office, how many monitors on each desk, how many typewriters, when we apparently have too many. The maximum score, I think, was like a 250 or something like that. We actually came back with a negative number. Since we have nothing, apparently, aside from the overhead lighting, which is new, what do I know? I mean, I don't even know what we don't have. I mean, is there any resources to tell me? I mean, obviously, we went through some of the essentials, agency management system, and things like that. What other resources do I have to find out what other things are even out there? I can't even fathom cloud right now because we don't have anything at this point. Help.
I can start a little bit. You know, the best thing I could recommend is you talk to some people you know, or go visit some agencies that you'd like to learn more about. You know, I talk to a lot of other agents about management systems, what they're doing, what we're doing, what works, what doesn't work. You know, that is helpful to me, and that's kind of where I started. But
When I moved back and bought my office, I used to be a teacher and worked with computer gurus in the school system. And when I moved back, I built a website. First thing I did. You know, I thought, well, this is special. I'll have, and I had a guy build it for me for free. He was a friend of mine, computer coordinator at the school, and he built it for nothing. And it sat there for 12 years and did nothing. And I sat there for 8 years and did nothing. We were paper files. We had no agency management system. Small shop, but we were growing and adding branches, and it got to the point that I didn't know what was going on everywhere, and companies were driving that, you know, with what they were doing with technology, and they were starting to do download and things that we could do and do easier if we took advantage of those. We made a major commitment financially to decided we're going to get up to speed, and I made that decision even though I was not very technology savvy. I made the decision that we're just going to have to get on board with this and get in front of it and try to catch up. And so we started with an agency management system, and then we went to dual monitors, and just in the last year we went to paperless. The last 18 months we went paperless and got scanners on every desk, and it's step-by-step process. You got to start somewhere, and I think you start with the agency management system, and then you just step-by-step go from there.
yeah, start with one step, try it for a while, then you take another step, see what works well for you.